Big Bird welcomes me and points out how important it is to practice, which Miles and his band are doing in the yard. Miles introduces his fellow bandmates, John, Talib, and Tony, and Big Bird asks if he can listen to them practicing while he reads his nursery rhyme book. Miles says it's okay, but finds it difficult to play when Big Bird begins to read Hey Diddle Diddle out loud. Just as they start practicing their song, something big falls from the sky. Turns out to be the cow that jumped over the moon. Miles points out to his band that things like nursery rhyme characters visiting happens sometimes on Sesame Street. Big Bird and the cow finish the rhyme together, and the cow leaves to give a reading at the Moo School. The cow says, I didn't write this. Miles and the band start practicing again as Big Bird moves on to reading Hickory Dickory Dare, where when the man in brown emerges, calling for his pig that flew up in the air. After he finishes the rhyme, the pig, Hickory Dickory, falls from the sky and lands on one of Tony's cymbals. Miles thinks he and the guys should practice somewhere else, but Big Bird leaves to go read in his nest, and the man and the pig follow him. Just as the band begins practicing again, Elmo shows up with the letter W, saying it's time for the letter of the day. They do something else they do on Sesame Street. As Miles points out, Elmo shows how it starts the words wet, wash, and wubba 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 woo woo woo. When Elmo leaves, Zoe interrupts the band practice once again to display the number of the day, 5. She counts the band members plus herself, which equal 5. Just when the band thinks the interruptions are over, the cow comes falling from the sky again and says it's time for the nursery rhyme of the day, which Miles points out isn't something they usually do. You do now, honey, says the cow, and begins to recite Hey Diddle Diddle. The man in brown shows up as well and argues with the cow over whose nursery rhyme they're doing today. Miles and the band agree to find somewhere else to practice as the man and livestock squabble. Oscar overhears the band's problem and gives them permission to practice in his trash can. Miles doesn't think they can do it, but Oscar says lots of bands practice in his trash cans such as NSYNC. Miles thinks it's unusual for a grouch to let them practice there, but Oscar claims to be a music lover. A little later, Gordon overhears music coming from inside Oscar's trash can and is surprised to see Miles pop out. Miles likes practicing so far, and Oscar assures them it'll get better. Just then, the members of NSYNC and Fleminem arrive for their own band practice, doing it at the same time as Miles' group and making it too loud and stinky for them to concentrate. Miles says that his band needs a nice, quiet place for them to practice by themselves, and Gordon knows just the place for them, the rooftop of 123 Sesame Street. Just as they get set up, Big Bird and Elmo show up to be their audience. They're joined by Rosita, Zoe, a honker, a dinger, some kids, the cow, the man in brown, and his pig. Even Oscar shows up. Hey, I thought you could use a heckler. Miles and the band play It's Everybody's Home for their friends, seeing how everyone is welcome on Sesame Street. The audience cheers and applauds while Oscar does what he does with, I liked it better when you were playing in my trash can, and Gordon gives his son a fist bump.